Hello, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. I'm Nick Zulovich, part of the team at Cherokee Media Group and Auto Remarketing, and happy you have joined us for Drive Dealership Success in the Digital Era, Strategies for Dealerships to Thrive in a Changing Market, featuring Aaron Hancock, who is Director of Product Management for Automotive at LeadVenture. Before we get to our featured speaker, one quick housekeeping item. We are recording today's session, so keep watch of your inbox for a link so you can watch it again and share it with your store colleagues. Again, Aaron Hancock is the Director of Product Management for Automotive at LeadVenture, where he oversees the product strategy and innovation for Fraser Computing, Dealer Car Search, and Monroney Labels. With a wealth of experience spanning 15 years in the automotive industry, Aaron has led initiatives in software development, data engineering, and product management. Since joining LeadVenture last year, Aaron has been instrumental in driving forward-thinking solutions for the used automotive vertical. So that's more than enough for me. Let's get to Aaron Hancock and our featured presentation. Aaron, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here, and I'm excited to get to talk to some really important topics with you all today. So let's jump in and get started talking about driving dealership success in the digital era. We're going to talk through some strategies to help you thrive in this market. Just kind of go do some housekeeping, just talk a little bit about the agenda for this session. We're going to talk through really four main areas and then have some Q&A at the very end of this as well. So first topic is going to be market forces, where we look at the things that are impacting the used auto market. Then we'll jump into analysis of the dealer changes, the things that have changed over time and that are changing today that we're having to really kind of look at and adapt to. We'll take a dive into importance of adopting a digital technology and really looking into how we use technology and what's changing. And then we'll look at some tailored solutions that can help with all of these things as well. So as we get started here, we're going to dive into the market forces. One of the main first market forces that we're going to look at here is in environmental concerns. Dealerships have to look at and consider environmental things that are happening, different regulations, different opportunities in some cases for promoting green technologies, growing the awareness of eco-friendly and electric vehicle as well. And dealers can adapt to these changes by offering more eco-friendly options and staying informed of those regulations and incentives that are related to those. Another market force is inflation. This one is huge. Obviously, everybody's dealing with it. Doesn't just affect dealers, it affects consumers, it affects all of us. But dealerships need to be mindful of these economic pressures and find ways to offer value to customers and maintain that profitability. That's the balancing act. That's what we're trying to do is, find a way to stay profitable, but still make concessions or meet consumers where they are so that they can get in a vehicle or they can get in that service that they need. Higher interest rates is also a barrier for consumers, or car shoppers getting into a vehicle at all in a lot of cases. But it definitely makes it more challenging for you as a dealer to offer those financing opportunities to consumers that are going to meet them in a place where they can take advantage of it. It's important for you as a dealer to explore financing options that are flexible and partner with lenders to help those customers really navigate those financial challenges and be able to get into a vehicle. The economic uncertainty, it's kind of a lot of these kind of, the economy is the theme in a lot of this. But economic uncertainty is a big one that impacts the whether or not a car shopper is going to buy a vehicle or going to take advantage of a particular loan option or even be on the market at all. Dealerships need to build trust and offer reassurance to potential buyers through transparent communication and reliable service. This helps a car shopper get past that hesitation. If they have a trust issue and there's economic uncertainty, that's going to be a really difficult sell for you as a dealership. So be transparent, be open with the consumer and build that trust and offer that reassurance. Um, then there are, consumer behavior changes that are also in play here as a market force. The last 5 years, we've been working through what the new normal looks like since COVID came and kind of changed the way that a lot of people work. A lot of people think about, opportunities, looking more online, looking more digital for their jobs, their buying opportunities. There's a shift towards online shopping and digital interactions from the consumer side that emphasizes the need for a strong online presence and consistent digital experience from your digital storefront. And I think that is really important. Consumers are expecting that more and more these days. And then we have new technological advancements, digital tools for sales, marketing, customer engagement, automation, artificial intelligence. There's a lot on the plate today from a new technology standpoint that can be overwhelming. It can be exciting for some, but at the end of the day, your car shoppers are going to be exposed to a lot of those things like AI and automation, and they're going to start to kind of see how that's working into their normal lives. So that's a market force that's definitely at play here as well. And then we have, some immediate dealer action that I think is important to look at. How do you stay ahead of these market forces? What do we do to make sure that we don't fall behind these or we don't ignore them, that we acknowledge them? Dealers need to act. They act now to stay ahead of that of the competition because your competition is probably, or at least potentially, going to take action to get out ahead of these, and you don't want to be behind that. You need to understand and address the impactful challenges uh, so that you can stay successful. If any of these market forces are a particularly large challenge for you as a dealership, getting out in front of it and trying to address it is going to be critical as you move forward. And exploring and adding technology to your dealership so that it can help you get past a lot of these market forces or the challenges that you're going to face. So speaking of challenges, we're going to dive into dealer challenges. These things are almost certainly challenges that you're facing or at least have faced at various degrees. Economic turbulence, inventory management, difficulty in managing that inventory online, staffing, finding and retaining, hiring qualified staff is something that we hear on a regular basis as a major challenge for you as a dealership. Technology innovation, keeping up with what's changing and from a technology standpoint, what's new, how new technology is being used. Regulatory compliance can be a real difficult thing for dealers to stay on top of if they're doing it all by themselves. There's a lot of paperwork and compliance, and there's, it's important, right? There's a huge impact to doing it wrong or not doing it all. And then your online brand presence and engagement, generating more leads for your dealership. How do you create a brand that gets the right leads and a lot of them to your dealership so that you can close and sell vehicles? Because that's ultimately kind of the name of the game, right? So we're going to dive into each one of these just a little bit. So for economic turbulence, inflation, high interest rates, we touched on that. What is the business impact? Well, the business impact is, decreasing overall buying power for the consumer, and that ultimately leads to reduced vehicle sales. You've got increased operational costs from inflation that can drive drive up the cost for utilities, wages, and other operational expenses. It costs you more to run your business, and it also costs the consumer more to live their life. Those are two really difficult things to bring together because there's additional expenses on both sides. Other financial challenges like higher interest rates make financing more expensive for both dealers and customers and reduce the attractiveness of vehicle loans. You combine that with the first two, reduced buying power and increased operational cost, it really creates a challenge. And then ultimately squeezing your profit margin as a dealer, making it hard for you to pass on those additional costs to the consumer because they're already experiencing additional costs in every aspect of their life. So how do you do that in a way that helps you maintain profitability without pricing yourself out of the market? And that is a big challenge. So if we look at why, like the value you get from working through and solving some of these challenges, if implementing digital solutions can help your operational efficiency and help streamline your operations and reduce costs to help maintain that profitability, even if there are economic pressures. So you may not be able to solve or do anything about the economy or what's going on financially with your car shoppers. But if you can be as efficient as possible as a dealer, then that can help you have more padding and more room to be able to meet more consumers where they are. Flexible financing solutions, get creative. Offer flexible financing solutions that make vehicle purchases more attractive and affordable, even if there, are high interest rates that we're having to juggle. Get creative and dig in and look for those new ways of going about things. Improving customer engagement with digital tools can help retain customers, and personalizing their experience is something that we've seen to be really important. Consumers value a personalized experience and personalized engagement. If you're working with a customer and you know that they prefer text over phone call or email, engage them the way that they prefer. That's really key. Trust and transparency. Having transparency in pricing, vehicle history, financing options, build that trust among your shopper to keep them engaged. Because even though there are all these financial challenges and economic turbulence in place, if they trust you and you have transparency with them, they are going to be more likely to engage with your dealership versus leave and go somewhere else. So that is really key. So if we look at different options for solutions that can help with these business impacts, help bring this value to you as a dealer, the heart and the soul of your dealership is most likely your DMS, your digital dealer management system. You can reduce operational costs and manual labor and have better cash flow. Make sure you have better cash flow managing through the turbulence with a really great dealer management system and leveraging it. Use it for that. You've got dealer retailing, enable financial transparency and allow customers to purchase vehicles even with high interest rates. And it helps make sure that there are steady sales and cash flow. That's another key. You don't want spikes and dips in sales as much as you can avoid it. So maintaining that steady sales and cash flow is really important. Digital marketing, leveraging things like search engine marketing, pay-per-click, and email marketing to attract potential buyers, keeping that pipeline going at all times and reaching consumers where they are as in many places as possible during a time when maybe consumers are hesitant to purchase, but you need to keep that pipeline running. And that's really important. Lead management. Make sure that the leads that do come through, you have the ability to track and nurture those through the sales funnel and make sure that you have great communication and great customer engagement to help retain those customers. You can't afford to lose a qualified lead. You can't afford it. You're going to get a lot of unqualified leads. You're going to get, a lot of noise come through from people that are just tire kickers and just interested and just kind of feel things out. So you want to really make sure you're taking advantage of the leads that are high quality and wallet out ready to buy. And then if we look at AI and automation platforms, I mentioned this in the first slide as well. Using AI and automation to become more efficient as a dealership, to automate routine tasks, improving your operational efficiency and reducing your costs. Those are ways that you can leverage those different technologies that can really help your dealership thrive. Jumping to the next challenge of inventory management, it can be it can be critical. It is critical to manage your inventory well. If you have stock level issues, that can make or break your dealership at times. If you're keeping way too much inventory on your lot, that can be the difference between staying in business and not. Um, it's important to keep track of that. You need to have the ability to adequately maintain your stock levels during fluctuating demand. It can also be a challenge on the other side. If you don't have enough inventory, then you don't have vehicles to sell. And we've seen both of those feast or famine situations over the last few years. Time consuming processes, managing manual processes for managing inventory. You have to spend a lot of time going through and adding and removing and editing and updating inventory data. It's time consuming and it's error prone. That can be a real challenge. Your inefficiency in inventory management can lead to delays in stock getting on your website or on your lot or ready to buy. Time is money, right? You need to become more efficient with that. And then inadequate online management of inventory can make your exposure of inventory really reduced to potential buyers. The less your inventory is out there and exposed to potential car buyers, then the less opportunity you have to sell those units of inventory. So what are we looking at from the value standpoint? Improved inventory turnover with your inventory management can reduce your holding costs, right? So we talked about that can be really expensive and really damaging to your dealership to have too much inventory or not enough. So that improving that inventory management holding time can holding costs can really make a difference. Ability to monitor and maintain adequate stock levels and having a more organized inventory management system can help you have a good visibility into that. And that's a really valuable thing. Improving your efficiency through streamlined inventory processes can save you time and reduce errors. And like I said, time is money, and errors are obviously a problem. That's not good to have errors in your inventory data. So the less that you can run into challenges with those, the better. You want to have as much exposure of your inventory to consumers as possible. So improving your online management ensures a better exposure across multiple platforms. The better you are at managing your inventory and exposing that through multiple channels, the more opportunities you're going to have to sell cars. And then cost savings. We talked about your margins and making sure that you have enough padding in there to be able to make a profit and still offer the car buyer a price and a value that is intriguing to them. Reducing the need for manual input and corrections and changes and updates, that can save resources and time. It can make you more efficient as a dealership. And it can also help with some of those staffing challenges we talked about as well. The more efficient you are, the less people and people hours you may need to spend on things like this. So what products do exist? What products are offered to help with some things? Well, DMS, again, it's the heartbeat of your dealership. You can make sure that a wide range of vehicles are available and visible to shoppers and improve their buying options through your DMS. Dealership website, your digital storefront is integrated with inventory management system to update and accurately list your inventory online, giving that visibility to car shoppers. If you don't have your website integrated with your DMS and with your inventory, then there's really not that much value to having a website, right? Your end user, your consumer that is going to buy a car from you needs to find a car to buy first. And so having that on your website, having it really high quality photos, great descriptions, make sure it's accurate and updated. You don't want a bunch of vehicles on your inventory on your website that are already sold. Those are key things to making sure that you're offering a great experience to potential car buyers. And inventory syndication tools can help make sure your inventory is visible out in the marketplace, not just on your website, not just on your lot, but other places, multiple platforms across the internet. That increases that exposure of your inventory and accelerates your sales. Right, you need to make sure you can move inventory as most efficiently and effectively as possible, and reduce that inventory, improve that inventory turnover. You want it coming through. And then inventory merchandising, make sure the vehicles are represented accurately and enhance the online shopping experience that way. As I mentioned before, if they're not represented accurately, if data is wrong, pricing is wrong, pictures are bad, poor quality, poor lighting, things like that, it can really impact your ability to move that inventory, no matter how great you are, no matter how great the vehicle is. So jumping to staffing, we talked on this a couple of times, but this is a big challenge. We've got a lot of competition. You have competition for the staff that you have today. The best people at your dealership are going to be sought after. And there's only going to be so many folks that you can have that are trained up, that are ready to go, as the ones you have today. So making sure that you acknowledge the competition for skilled workers in the auto industry. Training costs, it can be extraordinarily expensive to train up resources and staff, especially if you have a lot of turnover and the staff that you're bringing in is pretty new on a regular basis. It's expensive in time and money to do that. Operational inefficiencies can come from understaffing or having high turnover rates. If you don't have enough staff, you can't do all the different important things that your dealership needs to be able to do. If you have high turnover rates, the staff that are coming in have to be trained up, and it takes time away from the people in your dealership that are running things, but it also takes time for them to ramp up and be ready and be knowledgeable to provide that operational value that you expect. And then that impacts your customer service. If you don't have the people in place to provide that customer service to car buyers, then that's really evident to them. They can see that and they experience that, and that reflects negatively on your dealership. So why would we want to improve those things? Well, obviously, better retention. You can keep your staff that is highly trained and highly skilled. You can reduce the training costs and turnover. That has a lot of benefits that trickle throughout your dealership, and we just touched on a lot of those impacts that would be removed or improved by keeping the really great team members you've got. Skilled workforce, a well-trained staff leads to operational efficiencies. If you have really great skilled and trained people, your business will have a higher chance of running really efficiently. The opposite is also true. If you don't have skilled people, or you have brand new people that aren't trained up yet, you're going to run into challenge with operational efficiency for sure. Improves your customer service to have those staff in place and consistent and trained up, which leads to better customer engagement and improved customer satisfaction, which ultimately leads to them going and telling their family and friends, hey, this was a great dealership. You should buy a car here, and ultimately coming back, hopefully, and buying another vehicle at some point in the future. And then, internal operational stability, consistent staffing levels make your operation smoother. These are all really combined, they're all related. And you can see the value in those. So how can we help from a solution standpoint? What solutions exist to help with these challenges? Well, your DMS can provide automated HR processes and make it easier to manage the staff schedules and operations and things like that, and make sure that you've got stable staffing levels. So you get visibility into what reality looks like for you from a staffing standpoint. And then lead management, you can make sure that your operational efficiency with internal reporting and analytics is great for your sales team and your additional staff. You want to know, you want to have visibility into their sales, visibility into time, for repairs or customer acquisition costs and things like that. You want to be able to have those analytics in place and be able to use data to make decisions. Technology changes at a ridiculous pace, as you know. Over the last year or so, we've seen the rise of artificial intelligence that seems like it just came out of nowhere and has just made its way into just about everything that you can imagine. Just this week, Apple announced that they're going to be integrating ChatGPT, one of the biggest artificial intelligence products out there. They're going to be integrating that into Siri at some point in the near future. So if you've ever been frustrated with Siri, not knowing the answer to something, then you're in luck, because ChatGPT is probably going to help make that a lot better in the future. Now, why do I say that? Because a year ago, most of us didn't know what ChatGPT was. And now all of a sudden it's being adopted into something you probably have in your pocket or on your desk right now. So technology changes at a pace that we can't keep up with very easily. We have operational disruptions, from technology, new technology that comes in place. If we do adapt our business to it and adopt that technology, now all of a sudden we have to change the way we do things to incorporate that technology into our business to get the value out of it. So that can be a disruption. We have training needs. If you've got new technology, you're going to have to train yourself and your staff on it so that they can get the value out of that technology. Otherwise, there's no point in integrating it. And then market competitiveness. Falling behind in technology, not staying up with it, will put you at a disadvantage. Your competitors, many of them will stay up to speed on technology and be able to take advantage of the benefits of that. If you don't do that, it's going to put you behind the eight ball. So the values of staying up to speed of technology is getting more operational efficiency from the streamlined operations that new technologies can bring you, and reducing the manual task, right? Not everything is AI, not everything is automation, but technology exists, and leveraging technology is valuable to help take manual things off your plate. Most of what we use technology for is that it's making the things we have to do easier so that we can spend less time doing them and end up with a better quality output at the end of the day. So operational efficiency is huge. Customer engagement, improving customer engagement through modern digital tools. It could be as simple as text messaging or WhatsApp, or whatever way that your car shoppers are using to communicate. Adapting your business to that and adopting that technology in your business flow, being willing to do that, can make a big difference. It can give you a competitive edge. As I mentioned before, your competitors are most likely, some of them, taking advantage of technology that maybe you're not. You can flip the script on that and take advantage of technology that some of your competitors are not as well. So if you don't take advantage of it, you can fall behind. But if you do, you can actually, at the minimum, stay up to speed, but most likely get ahead of a lot of your competitors as well. And then marketing effectiveness, improving your marketing strategies using digital tools can really help as well. Getting visibility into the spend that you're putting into your advertising is one example. If you use pay-per-click advertising, you can actually get attribution of the spend that you've put in place and the value that it's brought to your dealership, and in some cases all the way through to a sale. And you can see that return on investment, which is really important to know where your money is going, especially in this market. Like we talked about, it's very tight across the board. So solutions to help with this: DMS, again, this is kind of common theme, right? With DMS. DMS is the heartbeat of your dealership, and you can use it to automate, streamline, and integrate different operations of your dealership. And using it as a central hub to manage your core dealership activities. Your dealer website, having a modern, user-friendly online presence makes it easier to attract and keep customers, giving your dealership a competitive edge. I'm going to spend a cycle on this one for a second. If your dealership website is not high quality, if the photos of your vehicles are poor lighting with clutter behind them, if your content is out of date and stale or not very much content, if your vehicle descriptions are sparse or don't really give a compelling, exciting reason to be interested in a vehicle, that can really put off car buyers. They're not going to be engaging on with your dealership most likely if your website sends the wrong message. I think about it this way. If your website gives an impression that would embarrass you if you or your dealership looked like that or had that kind of quality to it, then you should look at improving your dealership website and presence. From a digital retailing standpoint, you can enable consistent purchasing online and financial transparency with your consumers. Giving your dealership an advantage. We've talked about this a couple of times. Car buyers are looking for more and more of the buying process online. They're looking to go that direction. That's creating a challenge and an opportunity for dealers. Digital retailing integrated into your website solution and your DMS can provide provide a way to fill that gap, the gap between where the traditional dealership has been to where consumers are going and where they want dealerships to be as well. So that is key to look into as well. Digital marketing, using marketing tools like search marketing, search engine marketing, pay-per-click advertising, as I mentioned, email marketing, to attract and engage customers more effectively and improve their engagement and keep them engaged. There's a product that we offer called automated email marketing that re-engages consumers periodically, either after a sale or after they didn't close, but keeps them engaged and keeps them coming back and remembering, oh yeah, I had a great experience there, or oh, I need to follow back up. And we've had a lot of success with that product of helping dealers keep keep car buyers, car shoppers plugged in and coming back and top of mind. You see this with e-commerce all over the internet. If you ever start a shopping cart checkout on an e-commerce site, there's a pretty good chance you'll get an email. If they know your email and you've logged in, you'll get an email at some point saying, hey, you didn't finish your checkout. You should probably come back. It's a similar concept. It keeps you top of mind because there's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of noise out there in the world, and it will pull people away in 5 seconds. So we can combat that with some technology. Regulatory compliance is the next challenge that we're going to dig into. Legal risk. If you don't take care of compliance and compliancy regulations, you can be facing a lot of legal penalties and a lot of legal challenges, and nobody has time for that or the desire to have to do that, especially in this market when we are focused on trying to be as efficient as possible. That is, legal risk is the opposite of efficiency. It's time consuming too to stay up to speed on the compliance regulations and the different laws and paperwork and filling out that paperwork and maintaining and updating it. It is a huge time consuming process for you to take on. And that affects your operations. That affects your operational efficiency. It keeps you from being able to be free to run your business without having this thing in the back of your mind. And keeping up with those changing laws and making sure that you're right with your interpretation of those things can really add to the operational burden that your dealership has to shoulder. And if you do something wrong or you don't take care of the compliance law changes or make sure you stay on top of it, there's a reputation risk. You don't want you can't afford to be risking your reputation by not focusing on compliance. So if legal risk wasn't enough, then now all of a sudden your reputation risk is there as well. So those can be really big hits to your dealership if they're not taken care of. But let's look at if we do resolve these challenges. You have legal security. You can ensure compliance and avoid legal penalties and fines. You don't have to think about that. You don't have to worry about it. You've got operational integrity, streamlining your compliance process and make sure that your operations are efficient and that you don't have this big, heavy burden to deal with on a regular basis. You're managing your reputation proactively, which is a really important thing for you to do as a dealership. Don't wait for bad things to happen to you or bad news or bad review to happen. Make sure you're doing things to manage your reputation proactively and get the good things out there. But one of the things that can really come to bite you is this compliance challenge. If your reputation is hit because of a failure to maintain compliancy, it can really put a burden on your dealership. But if you want to make sure your reputation is pristine and you pride yourself in that, then this is a really valuable thing to take care of and stay on top of. And then optimizing your resources, reduce that time spent on compliance so you can focus on what you do best, selling cars, making sure that car buyers are happy, supporting them, and all the other great things that you do as a dealership. That's what you want to be doing on a regular basis, not dealing with compliance and legal paperwork and regulations that change all the time. So, what solutions are there to help with that? Ding, 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 DMS, right? DMS helps maintain compliance and industry regulations. It takes that burden off of you and does that work for you, reduces the risk of legal issues, and provides a peace of mind that gives you the opportunity then to reinvest your energy and time into your dealership to be successful. The next challenge is maintaining your online brand presence and engagement. And this is I'm going to talk kind of in two parts on this. There's qualified leads, and then there's just general online brand presence. And I don't think you can separate those two, because if you don't have a great online brand presence, your qualified leads are going to be a lot lower. So lead generation is a difficult thing to do, especially if your brand presence is suffering. You're very likely to have a lot of tire kicker leads. And those leads can be really difficult to go through and weed through and make sure that, is this person serious, or are they just messing around, or are they just trying to kind of figure out what they want to do? You want high quality leads, qualified leads that you can turn into a sale. Um, if you have a poor online brand presence, you're going to get less qualified leads than if you have a great, high quality, content rich brand presence. So that is absolutely a challenge. Marketing effectiveness, making sure that your marketing efforts are reaching the right target audience. If you are being overwhelmed with so many unqualified or leads that are just kind of feeling out the buying process or whatever, if you are getting overwhelmed by those, you probably should take a look at where you're marketing, what you're marketing to, what's the target audience you're reaching out to. It could be that your marketing is hitting consumers at a place that's really high up in the funnel, where they are just kind of exploring. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you want to drive those consumers to yourself as a dealership. But you want to balance that, because you want to be able to focus your time and effort on the high quality and well qualified leads as well. Sales performance, impact on overall sales performance and growth is definitely related and connected to the number of qualified leads that you get. As I mentioned, if you're getting a bunch of tire kicker leads, your sales performance is going to suffer from it, because your sales folks are going to be spending more time trying to figure out if a lead is legitimate or not, or they're going to waste time working with someone who's not really that interested. They're just kind of bored or just kind of looking around. So it definitely impacts your sales performance. The flip side is true as well. If you have really high qualified, serious leads, your sales performance is going to be positively impacted by that. And customer acquisition costs. It makes sense, right? Your sales performance drops because you're having to spend more time dealing with unqualified leads. Then your customer acquisition cost is going to go up because now it costs you more to spend time on all these other leads for one qualified lead that may come out of it. So you want to focus on solving these challenges. But here's the value you get from it. You get effective lead generation, um, that will lead to increased sales. If you can focus on getting more high quality leads, more high qualified leads, um, you can, increasing your online presence will lead to an improvement in brand visibility online. So as I mentioned, your website, your digital storefront, the way it looks, the impression that it gives is really, really important. And so if you have a really poor presence online, that's going to play into the reputation your brand has. And at the end of the day, we know consumers, anyone using a website, is going to spend a very, very, very short amount of time, under 8 seconds, forming an impression of your business based almost solely on how your website looks and functions and the content on it. So it's very important to make sure that you are putting your best foot forward there because it will directly impact all the other aspects of your online presence. You'll get a better ROI by focusing on qualified leads and making sure that your brand presence is high. This makes sense, right? Your customer acquisition costs go way up if you have unqualified leads and you're struggling there. So your ROI is not as high because you're spending a lot more money for every sale that you actually get. So if you reduce that, then you get a better ROI through your products. And then it helps you grow your customer base. If you don't sell a car to someone, they're not in your customer base anymore, right? You want to grow that. You want to grow that customer base that's going to lead to more sales down the road or service or accessories or whatever it is that you offer as a dealership. You want them to think of you. And if you don't close a deal because they were just a tire kicker, then there's probably not any opportunity there as a customer for a customer base growth with that individual. Maybe down the road they come back and they're more serious, but you want to improve your customer base growth through qualified leads. And then ultimately, the customer buying experience. And that plays right into that long-term goal of having as many customers as possible that recommend you, that write reviews for you, that are positive, and that come back to you to buy a car or vehicle again later. Those are the customers that you want because those are the customers that create customers. And if you can do that, and you can provide a great online brand presence, you have a higher chance of landing and finding those customers versus customers that may just waste your time or may just buy one car and then move on to the next. So we look at solutions that can help you with online brand presence, your digital marketing solutions, leveraging search marketing and pay-per-click, email, automated email marketing, like I mentioned earlier, and other products like that to attract potential buyers and generate high quality leads, help you get a better return on your investment. And then once you do have leads in the system, how are you managing those today? Are they just stuck in your DMS somewhere, or do you export them into a spreadsheet and pass them around manually, print them out? What's your process look like? Do you have a really great lead management tool that can help you manage, sort, filter, respond, work to qualify those leads? If you don't, that's something that I would recommend. That can make a huge difference to be able to track and nurture those leads through the sales funnel and make sure they're efficient. That process is efficient as you're going through it. Your dealer website, as I've said several times, your online brand presence, your website is absolutely critical. If you're sending traffic to your website and it is not high quality and it does not have great content, you are most likely going to be wasting a lot of efficiency, a lot of money, maybe in some cases, if you're spending marketing dollars. So make sure that is a focus that you have to make sure that it's high quality and um, updated. The inventory's there, it looks great. And then lastly on this slide, digital retailing. If you are looking for ready customers to buy, customers that have their wallet out, they are qualified leads, they are low funnel opportunities. That is going to be your lowest customer acquisition cost. Digital retailing is one of the best ways to bring those leads into your dealership. Why? Because they have to submit more information. They have to be more serious about the process. They are, if they're filling out a digital retailing form and trying to get a credit score, they're more serious than somebody who's just sending a lead from the homepage of your website. So if you're not taking advantage of digital retailing, that can be a way that you can filter and make sure that those leads are really high quality. So how do we continue to move forward on the journey of digital adoption? Well, you need to commit. You need to commit to some things, to stay agile and adaptable, to monitor market trends and see what's going on out there, to get customer feedback, get a feedback loop with your customers, understand where they're at and where you need to pivot and change, and have a proactive strategy. If you don't have a strategy for how you're going to engage digital adoption and what your digital strategy is going to be, then you're probably not going to have one. So make sure you have a proactive strategy. Think through that and leverage the right technology to put your dealership in a position where it is future proof. Invest in optimized tools, integrations and automation, data-driven decisions, tools that can help you make data-driven decisions in your dealership and not just guesswork, just guessing as to whether something's going to help or not. These are all really critical things to make sure that you're committed to. If you're not investing in tools that can help you be more efficient, I'll use an example. If you're having staffing challenges and you can't find the right staff for your dealership, investing in tools that can make you more efficient, make each person in your dealership more efficient, can help reduce some of that strain. Even though you're not adding people necessarily through it, you're reducing the load and the amount of mental overhead and physical overhead in a lot of cases that each person is having to take on. So that is a really important thing, to look at. And continuous learning and development. We talked a little bit about how expensive it is to train and educate. Yes, it's expensive to do that, especially if you're having a lot of turnover over and over again. But it is critical to train and educate. But it's important to do that in order to make sure that your staff is best positioned to drive positive efficiency in your dealership and success and help your dealership be successful. Work and partner with others in the industry. I think collaborate with industry experts and technology providers that can stay ahead of technology and help you stay ahead of technology, help you know what's next. So you don't have to figure it out all on your own. And create a culture of knowledge sharing where if someone in your dealership is trained on something, they help roll that training out to others within your dealership as well. So that can help reduce some of that strain and cost on training. And then you want to measure and optimize your performance. Your performance metrics are maybe they exist, maybe they don't. But have something you're working towards as a dealership from a key performance indicator standpoint that tells you whether or not the changes and the adaptations, the things that you're putting into place are making a positive difference or not. Because if they're not making a positive difference, then you probably need to go back and change something again. And then that's the process of continuous improvement. Look at what you're doing that needs to be adjusted and adjust it. It's okay to not be perfect with something, but it's not okay to stay there. It's not okay to accept it. You need to continuously look for how to improve and make things better, and that can be done through feedback loops internally inside your dealership, but also with your customers. Get to know what they really think of your dealership, of the process that they went through, and how they think you can improve things and do things better next time. So as we near the end of this, I want to focus on a couple of our products that we offer that I believe could really help with a lot of these things that we talked through, a lot of these challenges. Um, we talked a lot about DMS. Here at Fraser, we offer a hosted DMS solution that improves operational efficiency, ensures compliance, scales with your dealership growth, and you can access it from anywhere. The Fraser DMS hosted DMS product has a very robust inventory management product feature. Helps you with sales processing to automate various aspects of your sales process, like customer management, lead tracking, compliance, the documentation process for compliance and sales contracts, financial agreements, regulatory compliance, guaranteeing compliance with industry regulations. Let Fraser DMS help you with that. Reporting and analytics, give visibility into how your dealership is running so that you can make informed decisions. And then integrations, Fraser integrates with over 200 different integrations, including DMS to website lead integrations, which is critical for your business. And on the digital storefront side, on the website side of things, Dealer Car Search has an array of digital solutions that can provide value to you. High quality, award-winning website platform that integrates into your DMS, inventory syndication and marketing, getting that exposure of your inventory out into the world, getting it pushed out there so that you keep their time of inventory on your lot under control. Lead management, if you're looking for an opportunity to better manage your leads, highly recommend Dealer Car Search. The lead management tool is amazing. It allows you to streamline your customer engagements and increase follow-ups and really manage how you communicate with your customers right there in the tool. Digital retailing, I've talked about a few times. Digital retailing can absolutely make a difference with the amount of quality, high qualified leads that you get. If you're looking for more of those, digital retailing is a great place to start. It also happens to be where consumers want to go more. They want to do more of the online buying, more of the buying process online, and digital retailing integration in your Dealer Car Search website is a great way to do that. And then digital marketing, again, you want to find and attract the right leads and the right car shoppers through various marketing solutions. Dealer Car Search can help you do that as well. And as we've talked about different technologies, new technologies, and technological advancements, I've mentioned AI a couple of times. I do want to highlight a couple of products that Dealer Car Search offers that are AI powered. And our philosophy at Dealer Car Search isn't, hey, we're going to take artificial intelligence and we're just going to shove it in everywhere we can because it's the cool thing. That's not the right attitude to have about AI. The right attitude to have about AI, I believe, is to look at our challenges, look at things that can be improved, and ask ourselves the question, can AI help with that? Can AI help make that better, more efficient, more streamlined, more valuable? And if the answer is yes, then you look for opportunity. We've done that with a couple of things. We've got an AI vehicle descriptions product that we offer that takes the vehicle specs from your vehicle and creates a nice, well-written vehicle description from it. So you don't have to spend time typing out and writing out all of your vehicle descriptions. You can have them automatically generated in a way that helps with your efficiency. So you don't have to spend time doing it, but also the SEO, search engine optimization, is improved because the description is well written and it's good quality content that Google and the other search engines are going to see as valuable. And then we have a background image replacement product that this one just recently launched within the last few months. This will help you with your online brand presence. If you have a problem or a challenge, or you spend a lot of time and energy trying to solve this problem, if you have a problem with poor lighting, background images that are images of vehicles that have clutter in the background, a lot of other cars, and you just want a consistent look and feel for all of your vehicle photos, this product is right for you. This background image replacement will automatically remove the backgrounds from all of your vehicle image, for all of your vehicles for the first photo, and replace it with a custom image that you upload, or blur the background, or use a solid color, or you can pick from our library of images to use. We've gotten great feedback on this product. It's been very helpful for a lot of folks. So if you're spending time doing this today manually and you've got a designer out there doing stuff, reach out to our sales team and see if this is a right fit for you. I think you'll really like it. That brings me to the close of today's webinar about how you can thrive in this current marketplace, the market conditions and what we're experiencing and the challenges. I hope you've really enjoyed this. I hope it's been helpful. And if you were interested in any of the products that you saw that we talked about today, or interested in how you can be better as a dealer in any way, in any of these challenges, with any of these challenges or opportunities that we've laid out, please feel free to reach out to our team, and the contact information is there on the screen. We'd love to give you a demo, and we'd love to help partner with you to make your dealership as successful as possible.
Outstanding presentation by Aaron Hancock, who is the Director of Product Management for Automotive at LeadVenture, where he oversees the product strategy for innovation for Fraser Computing, Dealer Car Search, and Monroney Labels. And Aaron, in the last couple of minutes that we have for our webinar session today, just a couple of quick follow-up questions, again, stemming from your backgrounds in product management and software development. What do you see as some of the latest technology innovations that you believe will have a significant impact on dealerships here in the near future? Tap some of your personal professional expertise here.
Yeah, I'm since I've been in the technology space as well as product, I'm a sucker for cool technology, and I've mentioned it a lot in this presentation. So some of you may be tired of hearing me talk about it, but artificial intelligence is one of those products that it has the cool factor, but it also has the really, really valuable factor as well, right? It can be really helpful in a lot of ways if done correctly, if used correctly, just like any tool, right? If you use a screwdriver as a hammer, you're going to be frustrated. So artificial intelligence, keeping that in the forefront of your mind as you're looking at ways to be efficient as a dealership. And I expect that to continue to grow over the next few years. It's going to grow fast because there's a lot of demand for it. So, we're going to keep focusing on ways that we can leverage AI within our products. Like I said before, though, we're not going to look to just shoehorn it in everywhere. We're only going to use it where it makes sense. And then, the second thing I would say is digital retailing. This one's important because of two factors. One, it's going to give you higher quality leads as a dealer. And two, it's going to meet consumers where they are more, and it's going to help you build trust with them. And I think if you can combine those two or three things that I just mentioned, it really helps raise the bar for you as a dealer. And it's going to be important to continue to think down that road, right? Because consumers are not going to all of a sudden say, oh, I'm tired of the internet. I don't want to do things online anymore. I want to do other stuff. So those are the two things that stand out to me as they're big now, they're going to get even bigger down the road.
Well, to wrap up our time here with Aaron Hancock of LeadVenture, as you see there on the screen, Aaron and his teammates can be reached either online or or via phone. Phone numbers are displayed there on your screen, as well as the company websites, dealercarsearch.com and Fraser.com. That's FRAZ as in zebra, ER.com. And Aaron, to wrap up our time together, either some last words of encouragement, or maybe particularly for those dealerships that are just starting to embrace the digital transformation. What advice might you give to them to so they can have a smooth and successful transition? Just some closing words here to wrap us up today.
Yeah, I would say, some start somewhere. Don't get frustrated that you're not all the way where you want to be. Start somewhere. Something is better than nothing. So start taking that step today. It's not too late. This is the perfect time to engage in your digital journey as a dealer and partner with us. We'll help you. We would love to partner with you and help you find the right path forward.
That's Aaron Hancock of LeadVenture. Aaron, thank you so much for taking us through the digital transformation journey and how LeadVenture can be of assistance. Thank you so much again.
Absolutely.
And on behalf of all of us at Cherokee Media Group and Auto Remarketing, we thank you so very much for joining us, and we look forward to having you again next time.